So, after understanding emotion and emotional regulation, what can you do as a caregiver to help your child with emotional dysregulation? Let us introduce you to some of the strategies for emotional dysregulation. One of the common areas for identification of each child's behaviors is via the use of an escalation cycle. The escalation cycle helps us or any adult working with your child to look out for any increase or decrease in your child's typical behavior. As each child's escalation cycle is different, it is important for the adults who work with your child to be able to recognize the behavioral signs across all the stages so that we can intervene early. There are a total of 6 stages and we'll go through them in the next slide. In stage 1, the child is relatively calm, cooperative, and able to follow instructions well. In stage 2, which is the trigger stage, the child experiences makes him or her feel upset. Some triggers are easily identified, but some may require further thought process. In stage 3, which is the agitation stage, the child is getting increasingly upset and starts to exhibit behaviors that are an early indication that an increase in escalation is coming. In stage 4, this is what is called the peak stage. This is the emotional peak where the most severe behaviors that the child exhibits occurs. The child has also temporarily lost the ability to think rationally. In stage 5, the de-escalation stage, after having vented out their frustrations, the severity of the child's behaviors begin to subside. There's also usually a drop in energy level at this stage. And lastly, in stage 6, the recovery stage, the child is back to being calm and more stable. The child is better able to be guided to problem solve and rationalize what are some of the safe ways they can respond to the problems next time. So what do you do at each of the escalation cycle stages? At the calm stage, make sure to establish a consistent environment and routine for your child. Use visuals to set clear expectations. This is also the stage where you can teach your child skills in areas of communication, social skills, or any desired behaviors that need to be practiced and taught. This also helps to ensure that they have learned skills that they can use in the event that they encounter triggers which causes them to feel upset. In the agitation stage, it is first important for us to recognize the behavioral signs that indicate to us that a child has encountered a trigger and is getting upset. This is the best stage to intervene and prevent behaviors from escalating, as it will be harder to manage the child's behaviors in the peak stage. While it's only human to get anxious when the child is getting upset, it is important for us to keep in a clear head and speak in a calming tone to the child. Redirect the child to a safe and a quiet space. Give very short and simple instructions to the child in a calm manner. If skills on how to help the child has been taught, redirect the child to use his or her calm down tools in the safe space. Once they are calmer, you can redirect their attention to the next activity and make it simple so they're able to experience success when doing the next activity. At the peak stage, the child is not able to think rationally or problem solve. The key word in this stage is to maintain the safety of your child and other people. Similar to the agitation stage, remain calm and remove all dangerous items that may be near the child if possible. In addition, you may wish to call for help if you feel that you're not able to manage alone. Provide space to the child. Reduce verbal instructions that are given and wait for the child to finish the peak stage. All behaviors at the peak stage will eventually run its course, as it is physically tiring for the child to exhibit severe behaviors continuously. Continue to watch out for behavioral signs that the peak is over, such as reduced shouting, reduced volume, less tense body posture, and being more able to follow simple instructions. At the de-escalation stage, after the child has vented out their frustrations, the severity of the behaviors start to subside. In this stage, the focus is on helping the child to regain control. Continue to give space and validate the emotion that they have experienced. For example, you can say, "You seem really upset because your iPad was spoiled and you couldn't watch your favorite videos. That is really frustrating." You can also provide them with choices. For example, do you want to rest or do you want to continue to use your calm down tools? At the recovery stage, process the incident with the child. Identify the behaviors that they exhibited if they're able to talk about it. Help to walk through and problem solve what are better and safer ways that they could have done instead. When processing is done, allow the child to return back to a familiar task or activity. It is important for the child to know that escalating and getting upset is not a means of getting out of doing work. Keep in mind that at the agitation peak or de-escalation stages, do not speak too fast, speak too much, or ask difficult open-ended questions. The child will not be able to process many verbal instructions or questions that you are giving them at these stages. You should also avoid shouting, blaming, going too close to the child, as these will not help the child to feel better and instead may worsen the situation.